We started our research by checking the Tallahassee Democrat for any mention of Auschwitz from June 1944 to February 1945. Nothing was found in the paper until September 18th of 1944, when they are discussing the Belsen concentration camp. When doing some additional research, we found that the New York Times started reporting on Auschwitz in July of 1944. In their first report, they said that in 2 years, an estimated 1,715,000 Jews were killed at the camp. That isn't including the disabled and prisoners of war that were also killed there. There are also reports of the German civilians from the area being taken into Auschwitz after the liberation and shown what the Nazis were doing to the Jews. They got to see the mass graves and the gas chambers.
At first, Auschwitz's sole purpose was to serve as a detention center for political prisoners at the start of World War II. However, the surrounding area was developed with intention to be used as a camp. It later became a place to house millions of Jewish children, men and women, and others seen as enemies of the Nazi regime. The person at the forefront of this genocide was Adolf Hitler, who was labeled as the Chancellor of Germany. He created a policy that is known to many as the final solution. Auschwitz was created because Hitler had a vision for a new German state in which Jews must be eliminated. I learned many things about Auschwitz during this project. I learned that Auschwitz was a concentration camp located in southern Poland in 1940 that housed over 1 million Jews, gypsies, communists, homosexuals, and the handicapped. Its sole purpose was to kill the Jews that were being brought there. I learned how women, men, and children were being treated. All men and women and children who were being cleared by a medical doctor were forced to slave labor, and if you were unfit to work, you were sent to the gas chambers. It would surprise me how many people actually died from 1940 to 1945. Many people need to know that this genocide actually happened and the millions of lives that were lost due to them being a certain race. What people need to know is that back then, nobody in Tallahassee had any clue of what was happening at Auschwitz and couldn't do anything to help. In order for someone to help, they needed to be informed about what was happening. I believe there could have been a slight difference in the outcome of what happened at Auschwitz, with many lives being saved, if we could have reached out and helped at the time.
During this process, I learned that the Tallahassee Democrat didn't report Auschwitz until after the war, while other major papers did. I also learned how many people died at Auschwitz, and that the German public had no clue what was really happening at the concentration camp that was located just a few miles from their houses. I think people need to realize that the Tallahassee Democrat and even the Germans themselves tried to keep this quiet from their community.